Welcome back to the big room. It's been 2 weeks since you've seen us.
Oops.
Whoopsies.
Whoops. Well, you could have seen us for about 22 hours before you realized our last episode was broken.
Yeah.
So sorry.
We definitely posted it, and our editor, who definitely isn't right next to me and definitely hasn't been fired, didn't notice that Carl had no audio. The episode was up for a day until a listener noticed, posted about it in Discord, and I didn't get mad at all.
No, not at all.
Nope.
I think really whose fault it is Carl's fault because he didn't speak
for the first
enough,
10 minutes.
So I couldn't test his camera for all of what I listened to.
Carl, what do you have to say for yourself?
Yeah.
For the audio listeners, he pretended to talk. What a good
visual
bit.
gags. Yeah.
Well, we watched Rocky.
Sorry.
We watched Rocky, and I think we all liked it. I don't remember.
I think
Everybody
we
did but you.
No, I liked it.
Do we all give it a hit?
I feel like somebody
Not
gave
all.
it a mid.
I gave
Carl.
it a
Carl.
mid, but I'm sorry.
You know
That's
what?
why my
It's
audio
probably
was
good we
karma.
lost
yeah.
that.
So Carl's, if you'd like to complain, Carl's address is.
No.
Make sure you tell his apartment lady that he's got a cat.
Deep cut.
So instead of Rocky, because I'm not rehashing that, I just can't be bothered. Rocky's good. Watch Rocky.
Go watch Rocky.
The episode we pulled, or the movie we pulled at the end, was Prince of Persia: The Sands of Time. This is my fault.
It is your fault.
I don't remember why I put this in the
Yeah,
bucket.
I was gonna ask you that, but you don't remember?
I think I had a desire to watch this, what is ostensibly a video game tie-in movie, in the late 2000s or early 2010s when it came out.
Yeah.
And what a mistake. So this was directed by Mike Newell. It was written by some idiots. It was released in the U.S. on May 28th, 2010. I was about to be 15. Budget between 150 and 200 million. I guess they just lost
That's a
50
big
million.
gap.
What are they, the government? And the box office was 336.4 million.
So not great.
No, not great. It was based on the 2003 video game of the same title, except for just about every part of the entire plot. Similarities to the plot include dagger and sand. That's about it. Even
Those are important, though.
Even the female lead's name is different. Like, it's just not.
Well, I read that they just pulled from like all the games, and they were just like,
Well, they pulled from all
All
the
of it.
games, and then they didn't use 2 of the games when they were writing the script.
Oh.
So they basically, like, I think I read that the director had his assistant play the video games and,
Oh.
like, assist. And the
no.
writers were just like, and they wrote something loose. I don't know. And then they filled it full of white people.
"Yep."
This is a Persian Middle Eastern movie, and it is just whites. Just whites everywhere. I don't think there's a single brown person. There's a black guy.
The knife thrower
Yeah. And
who dies.
he dies. And then throws a knife.
Sad.
It's stupid. It makes me so angry. Here's, one of my favorite thing.
Huh.
One of my favorite thing about this movie. Disney made this.
Yep.
It's their fault, just like everything else bad in the world. They expected this movie to launch a, quote, mega franchise
Meg.
similar to Pirates of the Caribbean.
Ambitious.
Swing and
Why
a
is
miss.
that not just a franchise? What makes it mega?
The
there's a
billions
ride
of
too?
dollars it brought in, probably, and the fact that it was like how many movies? Like five or six.
Well, it would have been 3 at that point,
Well, but now,
but now it's 5.
and one of them is good.
I give the first 3; they're good.
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
first one's good.
I mean, the first one is
first-
okay. The
second
first
and the
one
third
is
one are
excellent.
fine.
Yeah.
The first one is excellent.
Yeah.
The second and third one are good,
Fine.
and then
rest
the
are
fourth
trilogy.
and the fifth one are fine.
bad.
My scale's a little bit more positive.
Positive.
It's really,
Shocking.
I know it's really surprising.
This film eclipsed Lara Croft Tomb Raider as the highest grossing video game film adaptation of all time until 2016 when Warcraft took number 1. I wonder if Minecraft will beat that. Or if Super Mario...
Well, Mario is like
does
the,
that count? I guess I must have, but did it beat...
I
Didn't that
forgot
break,
there
like,
was a
all
Mario
records?
movie.
I don't know. So at least these articles didn't mention Mario, but
I feel like that did really well.
I think so.
I thought it made like $1 billion or
I
something.
think it did make $1 billion, so
Yeah.
it's probably that now.
Yeah.
And just no one cares about the Sands of Time to go update the wiki. Be like, now it's in 4th place.
No one's coming back here.
Sequel plans and Pirates expectations were abandoned after crappy reviews and dwindling interest in the IP. Shocker. Shocker. Nobody wanted to hear Jake Gyllenhaal do a shitty accent for more films?
Listen, the accents were jarring. The white people, surprising. But after I got over it, I kind of liked this movie.
I spent every single minute complaining about it.
I was mad. he wouldn't even breathe and watch the movie. I was like,
I was just bitching.
watch
and
the
moaning.
movie. He didn't stop talking almost the whole time. And I was like, just maybe you'll like it if you just listen a little bit. He wouldn't even give it a chance.
No, that's not true. I did sit. I unlike you, I can do multiple things at once. So while I was
you were
bitching and moaning,
talking.
yes, I can do multiple things at once. So while I was bitching and moaning, I was watching it. It's not like I was on my phone or whatever. It's that every time something happened, it was bad. So I whined about it.
Yeah.
If the movie had good things happen, I would have shut up and watched them.
Can we talk about your mental state during this movie
Yes,
too?
yes,
You were
Yes.
tipsy.
I was in my cups.
You were touched by an alcohol,
My God.
which I thought would make him
like
have
that.
a little bit more fun. It didn't happen.
That's what I was hoping for. Is that so? I knew
Take the edge off of it a little bit.
Yeah, I knew because I've been on the internet that this movie sucks. Like, if you go on Rotten Tomatoes, audience scores like 53, critic scores like 30 something. Like, nobody likes.
That's pretty
this
generous.
movie. And yeah, right. And the only good things people had to say were like, "What a fun dumb romp." No, it isn't. It's dumb. It's not fun. I didn't have fun at all.
It's not fun
It
like The
was
Mummy's fun.
No,
it's
because
not.
The Mummy is a bad movie that's fun. It's charming.
It's this movie doesn't have any of the camp, but it takes itself too seriously.
Exactly. This movie's like trying to be Transformers, but it's not fun. And
Even Pirates is having fun with itself.
right.
Like
Pirates is wink, wink, nudge, nudge.
it's crazy that they saw this movie and thought there was any parallel to Pirates.
Yeah.
Like that's crazy.
The puffy shirts.
The ostrich guy was a little piratey.
The costumes.
He gave me Jack Sparrow vibes.
from
Yeah.
Spider-Man. Yeah.
Yeah.
He does. So what I wrote down at the very end, Ben Kingsley, who played the mean uncle, and Alfred Molina seem to be the only two guys comfortable and having fun with their shitty roles. It seems like nobody else even tried,
You know what
especially
else?
not the writers.
You know what else Ben Kingsley was in?
What?
Shutter Island.
Yeah. That's what he. That's
great
that's what
movie.
I think I know.
You
him
so
from. I kept looking it
he
up. I was,
paused it for like a good several minutes, like
Yes.
10 minutes, and was like, who is this guy? And I'm naming things, and he saw Shutter Island, and he was like, that's not it. And I was like, that has to be it. And you were like, I wouldn't remember him from Shutter Island.
but I don't think I do.
He was
'cause
in
he's-
Gandhi too, wasn't he?
Yeah, he was Gandhi.
Yeah.
In Gandhi.
Yeah.
I just don't
In
know
Gandhi
if
with
I.
the Wind.
Shutter Island was the only thing I knew him
I
from.
just don't know if I remember
Iron
him
Man
in
3?
Shutter Island. Yeah, she said Iron Man 3.
Iron Man 3?
Oh yeah.
The thing with Iron
He
Man
plays
I've
3,
seen that
like
since it was in
Iron Man.
theaters. I
fake
don't
terrorist.
the thing with Iron Man 3 is I watched Iron Man 2 and I said I will not let this kill again, and I refused to watch Iron Man 3.
I think I like 3 better than 2.
Well, yeah, dude, I like
But-
Cholera better than Iron Man 2. That
Wow.
movie blows.
Cholera better than Iron Man 2.
I watched Iron Man 2 after the Avengers for some reason. Like I think I.
You were just like, I'll go back.
Yeah, I went back, got a completely legitimate, 100% legal copy of Iron Man 2. Broke no laws. And I'm glad that I broke no laws, because if I had definitely paid money for that, I would have been furious, because that movie sucks. And then I never watched another Marvel movie again.
I vunt my bird. That's all I remember from that movie. I vunt my bird.
Oh my God, that movie.
With the toothpick bird.
Oh, that guy.
The Russian guy.
That movie
I couldn't remember which one it was.
is worse than Prince of Persia. But Prince of Persia is really bad. So, in my
What?
defense, also, when I kept watching the movie, like yapping about it, I was pausing it. So I stretched this movie to like 2.5 hours.
There was one point where I was like,
yeah.
you gotta stop pausing it.
And I was
'cause we
like,
gotta get through
I was like, I know, but everything
be
on
done.
screen is enraging. What's your question, guy?
Well,
who
you're
liked
you're
the
just
movie?
gonna say everything.
No,
but
I
like,
have-
what,
I have notes.
What is specifically bad about it? Like it
Let's
wasn't
start
groundbreaking.
from the
Do you know what you're
beginning of the movie.
Why did you ask?
Number
Okay.
one thing in my notes.
Aside from accents and white people.
Number one thing in my notes, starting from the top. So much papyrus.
Okay, that was my first
That was
note.
my only note. Yeah. It's like, oh, papyrus. I'm out.
I'm on a podcast with 3 designers. I am not one of them. But what Avatar did to society is irreparable. Or what Greek restaurants. What
was it
church.
before Avatar?
I think 2010. When did Avatar come out?
At least I will give
2009.
kudos. This movie didn't decide to use papyrus for the logo.
No,
they were
just,
a little bit
just
restrained.
for all of the subtitles. Like,
I'm going to say something crazy, though.
oh no.
If there is a use case for papyrus, this is it.
No,
He's not wrong.
I don't think so. I don't
Yeah,
know.
it takes place in Persia. That's
Right?
papyrus. That's what they.
I
they
did
use
you did you like,
papyrus.
Carl, how they made the font color like a little bit like aged paper?
Yeah, they like gave it like some kind of
Some little yellowing.
embellishment. Yeah,
They gave it
some tooth.
jaundice.
Yeah, they aged the aged font.
All right, that's number one. No, the second thing that irritated me, when they attack that city and we're supposed to care about it, but they haven't given us any reason to.
It's a holy city.
With an untrained eye, we're supposed to see Daston's boy wave a torch from like a mile or 2 away. With an untrained eye, we're like, that's one of Daston's men waving the torch 17 football fields away.
They weren't looking through something?
No,
They weren't.
they weren't. They're just standing on a sandhill going, that must be our brother's best friend,
Like-
all the way down there. The guy that we didn't even know was here. And he's down there waving a torch in the daylight, in the daylight, and we're supposed to know that they saw it was a torch, they saw it was someone that was important, they saw it was someone that was on their side, and they knew exactly who it was and who sent them. No, thank you. The
Well,
third
we gotta
thing-
progress the narrative.
Okay. I can't tell if this was a movie that was 2.5 hours cut down to 2 hours or 90 minutes and they saw an edit and went, we should definitely over explain everything more and then stretched it to 2 hours. There is a scene and like also because the pacing's fast. And one of my biggest critiques with this movie is it doesn't do
kinda
what other
dull,
action
too.
movies do and have those scenes like in National Treasure or Indiana Jones or whatever, where you can exhale and get some disposition. They're just like million miles an hour. Everything has to happen. Action, action, action. And it means that there's zero.
There's a lot of moments between him and the girl.
No, but they're all supposed to be tense. Everything's tense. Where snakes are happening for some reason now. And like, oh,
There's a
the sand
sandstorm.
thing.
Get in the tent.
Get in the tent. The horse's head is in the tent. And then in the next scene, it isn't in the tent anymore. And the tent looks so small from the outside. There could never be a horse head in there with 2 people.
Maybe the horse was buried.
I wrote about the first battle. I said the pacing is too fast. It's like they're trying to do Helm's Deep scale with none of the impact. Why should I give a shit about this
Okay, I
battle?
wasn't going to say that because I knew it would maybe trigger you. But as I was watching, I was like, oh, this is just like budget Helm's Deep.
budget bin.
Budget Lord of the Rings.
It's got one of those.
Prince of Persia.
It's got one of those white price stickers, but then an orange one over top of it that says sale. That's
Final
this
set.
battle. The other thing that pisses me off is there's a lot of slow motion in this movie, but
A
none of it
lot.
seems planned because it all reads like they shot
2010.
It reads like they shot it in 24. Exactly. 2010.
And it's a video game movie.
2010.
Like,
Yeah.
50 years after we landed men on the moon and we haven't figured out slow motion. It feels like they shot it in 24 frames per second and then went, shit, slow motion would be cool. We'll just slow this 24 FPS frame down and run it at 14 and make everybody vomit. Sucks. A lot of white people that's in there. All right. One of the things. Okay, go ahead before I complain about my next thing.
can I complain about something?
Yeah.
I like to complain about the
Carl,
wig.
you can complain about things too.
I'm just enjoying hearing it all.
I would like to complain about the wigs because the wigs are so bad. They're so everything looks like a wig. Like his hair is too tall
It's
when it's
tall.
supposed to be flat and stringy. It's just bad.
Yeah.
You had over $200 million budget.
Yeah.
Those are the wigs you got? Come on.
Maybe that's why it's.
I never once went, oh, that's a wig.
Oh my God, it's so
Oh,
bad.
it's bad. You can just tell, like, there's hair under there, and then a bald cap, and then a wig. Like,
I
look
didn't
at this.
notice either, but that might be a bald guy thing, Nick.
Yeah.
Maybe we're just like, that's what hair looks like.
Yeah, it's either real or not there at all. Like,
I was just like, look at him. Look at that. Full head of hair.
Good
It's like
for
a mop
him.
up there. Yeah.
good for him.
Every
Doesn't
shampoo
matter how it
commercial, I'm
looks as long as you got it.
"Damn."
No.
Yeah.
Do not agree.
All right, so one of the most the scene that's really supposed to lock us in happens like 45,000 years into the movie. And it's when Gyllenhaal has escaped. I don't even care what his character's name is. And he's got the lady.
Dastan.
Yeah,
Tamina.
what's her name?
Tamina.
Tamina. Dastan and Tamina. And they're running around and it's like...
Dalton and Tahini.
Who cares? He's got the dagger or whatever. She's like, wants the dagger. She's got the little like vial of
Special
crap
sand.
in her cleavage. And he's like, looking at it and it's gross.
Did you find what you're looking for?
And she goes to take the knife, right? And he like does whatever. He presses the button. There's a whole thing. We watch him leave his body. Go back in time. He's confused. He presses it again.
Would you not?
Uses all the sand in the thing, right? 3 to 5 minutes we spend on watching how the knife works. And then they spend 3 to 5 more minutes explaining what we just saw. It's insane. There's a line in here that goes, releasing the sand turns back time. Did we need to spell that out? What did they test this
The
in front
characters
of
needed-
4-year-olds? No, because she knows how it works. He just experienced how it works. And it's not even that line, right? It's not even that line. After that line, they keep explaining how the knife works. We have eyeballs. We have eyes. I don't know if they showed that to a test like audience of slack-jawed, drooling mouth breathers who were like, I don't understand. And then they had to, we got to go back and get the dumbest guy in the room to write it out and make the script super long. And I don't know. It just is insulting. If you're going to spend that much time showing us how something works, it's show, don't tell, not show and then tell for a really long time. Because that's repetitive, boring. That is like one of the only times where they do like stop and let us sit, but then they're insulting my intelligence.
But just because he experienced it doesn't mean he understands what just happened.
Okay, except he does, because he said with his mouth, releasing the sand turns back time. Yeah.
Maybe he was asking her for confirmation.
Question mark.
Yeah.
No.
Turns
I'm
back time?
furious about it.
Question mark?
I'm smarter than that. Obi-Wan Kenobi spends less time in Star Wars explaining how the Force works. The Force is a more complicated concept than a knife that turns back time. It's pretty obvious that the knife turns back time
If I
when you
could
show us
turn
it turning back time.
If I could find
That was the thing that I
my
think
way.
of anything that pissed me off the most, because it's how don't assume that the audience is that stupid. It's insulting.
Even need to be a knife. They said in the thing it wasn't very sharp. Why couldn't it have just been like a staff or a scepter? Like,
Could've been
what was
anything.
the... Yeah.
It could have been the easy button from Staples.
That's not his
That would've been
disguise,
sick.
though.
But don't.
Because you have to put it in the rock. at the
Sire,
end.
the easy button. It's like,
Easy
good,
button.
bring it here.
I don't know.
It rewinds 1 minute and then goes, that was easy.
That'd be a great ad.
It's also like, it's not like it turned back time. Like it turned back time, and the user, I'm burping, regains all of their memory. Like they know what happened. He's aware, and he did it like 3 times. He remembered each time that he went back in time because he did it like 3 times.
Yeah.
And we watched it with our eyes. Don't then club me over the head with it, is all I'm asking. I'm smarter than that. I went to school.
There was one point at the end where it like the dagger traded hands during, and I was like, how did that work? Or maybe I was just not really paying attention. But it was
think-
like when he stabs himself and the brother touches the button, then it goes back into the other guy's hand.
Yeah.
I was like, how did that?
Well, because
he was holding it the whole time.
Thumbs up for some reason.
Oh god.
Discord's the best. Now, I
turn
did
that
like
off.
Alfred Molina's character, as we stated before. The ostrich, like that
was
guy
great.
rules. He kind of reminded me of Omad Jalali's character in The
we
Mummy.
talked about. Okay, yeah. I was like,
yeah.
Like a similar deal. I liked that. I wrote down that Gyllenhaal's outfit is like if a Persian could play "I'm Yours" by Jason Mraz on guitar.
That's very good.
That's the era. It was 2010. We were all
It
wearing
was
scarves.
True.
he was just the hipster
We had
version.
suit vests over t-shirts and baggy boot
Oh,
jackets.
God. Over t-shirts.
Yeah.
I want to know
Thinking.
what happened to the one lone ostrich that remained. He made such a big
Yeah.
point about I have to watch after him so carefully so he doesn't do something stupid. And then they're like, there's gold over here. And then we never see the ostrich again.
That's how good the movie was. Your questions. Where's the bird?
I'm worried about him too. Maybe he just set him free.
I didn't give a shit about the bird. It was also confusing.
I mean, we undid the whole movie at the end, so he's still alive, I'm sure.
Which we go through a whole movie, and then at the end, none of the movie happens.
I didn't love that.
But that's the point. He stopped all the bad things from happening.
But he still has all the memory.
I know that's the point. But what I don't know is why it feels better when Back to the Future does it, not when this.
Because it's
Would you
camp.
consider this a time travel movie?
Oh Jesus
Nick?
Christ!
Obviously.
The dagger, it turns back time. You kill me. I want a dagger that turns back time. Dagger my throat with it.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I wrote they're trying to keep us on edge 100% of the time to the movie's detriment. Has no idea how to use slow motion tactfully. All the combat was corny.
A lot of parkour.
A lot of which yes, parkour. That's from the games though. The game was an action platformer. So if you played Assassin's Creed, the same company did Prince of Persia first. So
okay.
Prince of Persia kind of walked so Assassin's Creed could run on walls.
Nice.
So like that's cool. I liked all that kind of deal. I liked that he had the two swords. Like that's from the game. I've never played Prince of Persia. No, I've never played it. I don't know why. I had a PS2 at that time. I just never. I don't know. Maybe I'll get them on Steam if they run on modern hardware. But yeah, I don't know. It's just all the choreography was like, again, like what drives me crazy is they had what 11 years of Lord of the Rings to look back on, and the combat just sucks. Like it sucks. The choreography sucks. I didn't like how the swords looked really. Like they all just looked like half-assed, not quite scimitars. Like it's just, I don't know. I wasn't on board. I don't like the direction at all. I thought the costuming was all right. I made fun of it for looking like Jason Mraz, but I thought it was okay. I liked the ending. I liked not the ending, but when he stabs the sand thing with what's his face, and they go back and how that was handled. I was like, all right. As far as the conclusion goes, like yes. The point is that we did nothing because we just deleted the whole movie. But I liked the ending. The ending was my favorite bit.
Really?
And the uncle was my favorite character. So I liked that he ended up being the villain.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah, he was one of the only compelling characters to me. Him and Alfred Molina, that is it.
I definitely loved the twist of it being the uncle and not the brother.
What did you say last night?
I said, I was like, there's a twist. And then you were mad at me for saying that there was a twist. I was like, well, I was going to say that Nick would love it. Because
It was a twist with the guy from Shutter Island. Hello. That's for
It was
me.
made for you.
Very true.
I didn't think they were going to go that way with the ending, though. Like, I thought it could happen where, like, they just undo everything, essentially. But, like, he got closure with his brothers right before they died both times.
Right.
And, like, everything just felt so, I don't know,
Like they were wrapping
heavy
it all
when
up.
she died. It was like, crap, this is really happening. And then they still did it.
It's so quick. I don't know if I gave a shit when she fell.
So this movie doesn't stress me out. Like you're saying it's nonstop, and it is. But everything happens so quickly that I'm not that stressed about
That's
it.
because it's not good. It's because
Like-
that was kind of the point I was trying to make.
They
at
don't let the
beginning.
stakes build.
They don't let the stakes build.
So it's not that stressful to me to
You
watch.
don't have any, like, for example, in Indiana Jones, which is, I'm talking Raiders, the only good Indiana Jones movie. They have those moments in the college where he's like explaining what the book is and the significance of the arc and blah, blah, blah. And it's like,
Good
oh,
exposition.
this is exposition that's investing us, and they take time in a gymnasium with only 4 people and close-up camera angles and stuff, and good enriching dialogue that doesn't feel forced or like it's trying to beat the shit out of us to get a point. Like it's just natural feeling exposition, and that's nice because it adds stakes and also lets you breathe and intake information. And this movie was just run on walls and do shit all the time, and because of that, every time a character died, I was just like, that bitch is dead. Like I just didn't care. I didn't care at all. This movie did nothing to make me care about any of the characters except for the uncle, who then turned out to be the big bad bastard.
Is that kind of how you feel about video games, though? When characters die?
No. Here's why. Because in a video game, yes, stuff is happening all the time. Video games do a significantly better job than this movie at, like, you have a long time there are cut scenes that pull you out of the gameplay and set you in a place of, all right, exposition's happening now because I'm no longer in control. All I can do is watch. Or there's like in Red Dead Redemption 2 at the beginning of the game, the part that everybody hates. Or in Skyrim, the beginning of the game, you're trapped on a horse in a pre-scripted thing. And the job for it is to set up the world. Why am I here? Who am I? What's at stake? And this movie goes right into, I don't know, take a city. Adopted Kai, stole an apple, take a city.
Yeah, why did he even adopt him in the first place?
Because he showed tenacity.
He had courage.
He
Yeah,
has 2 sons.
Courage.
I don't.
You got enough.
The gods said that his family wasn't complete yet.
Oh, that's right. That's true.
The gods deemed it.
The other thing is, video games are long as hell.
Yeah.
Which
So
means,
you're more invested.
yeah, well, and also,
Which is why I like TV shows.
yeah, but there's more. Again, it's more time for exposition. So
Yeah.
movies, you've got 2 hours, you got to make the most of it. I just don't think this did. I think this was sloppy, and it's not meant to be a masterpiece. Obviously, it's a summer action movie
Well,
based on a
I'd say
video
it
game.
is.
But Jesus wept, it sucked at its job. Like when that Ngbaka guy dies, he's got that whole fight, and then he conveniently just throws the knife out of a window to a tree he didn't know was there, and it sticks perfectly right
Listen.
next to Alfred Molina. And then he goes, then he says for like the 3rd time, "Have I told you about the Ngbaka?" I'm pretty sure I yelled "F you" at my
Yeah,
television.
you did. You did.
They established that he was an incredible swordsman. Like, that's what he did.
Yeah. Yes. He established that he's incredible at throwing knives, but just in the throes of death to yeet something out of a window.
He thought
and
about it
just-
for a second.
Might have
Like,
planned it, yeah.
That's so. It's just like
He looked over his shoulder and went, I got this.
there's like fantastical.
I did like that moment.
There's
And the
fantastical
third.
that lets me go cool. Like I don't really buy it, but cool. But that was so convenient. I was like,
Yeah.
come on. It just once again
For whatever reason, I bought it every time, though, with this
It
movie.
just felt. I felt like they were insulting my intelligence.
Like, I hear what you're saying, and I had the same thoughts, but it was fine.
I didn't like it.
It was just like, yeah, that happened.
I wasn't as
Did
offended
you
by
like
it.
this less than the D&D movie?
Ooh, D&D.
'Cause I feel like they kind of do a similar thing.
I think the D&D movie was too slow. I think it was too much exposition, perhaps. But that's how a campaign works. Shut up! I didn't think. I hated that movie. I hate it. I played D&D. I know how it works. And the D&D movie, I feel like that was like this movie felt rushed and like they were trying to shove too much action and just keep us go the whole time. And D&D, all the characters were just shallow. I didn't care because I didn't care about anybody.
Well,
in that
D&D
movie.
didn't show and tell; they just tell.
Yeah.
So it was just a lot of telling,
Which that's
and like it felt cringy. I don't know.
yeah.
I feel like the direction.
Well,
didn't
and our
land
biggest
for me.
complaint from the two of us about D&D was it was just trope after trope after trope
This
after
is- I
trope.
don't know.
It was like watching a Tom and Jerry cartoon that was 2 hours long instead of 12 minutes, which is what makes them enjoyable. Like tropes are good if you know what you're signing up for and they're quick, like in cartoons and shit. But God, that just I didn't like that movie. And I'm at least with this movie, everybody except for Nick hated it. Like every critic ever. And it's just like a lot of the critiques on like Rotten Tomatoes and stuff were like frivolous, dumb, some of it, but not good. Like, not good. Like not good. Not engaging, just fluffy, not good. And the good reviews were like, dumb, but I had fun. And I just didn't have fun. I didn't have fun. And not every...
Did you think it was predictable?
yeah.
Because that... See,
well, no, yes
that's
and no.
what kind of got me, because at the beginning I was like, wait, this family kind of sucks. Oh, wait, they maybe are the bad people. Oh, wait, the brothers are good. Like, I never predicted where that was going. Oh, they're falling in love. Oh, wait, it's the uncle.
I feel like it was half
They
and
try to
half.
subvert it with the brother trying to usurp the throne, but yeah, that's
Yes, but like
a red herring.
for me, I'm sitting there going, all right, so we've got our classic I'm being framed storyline.
Yeah.
Which sure. We've got the not interested, like captive audience female who's certainly
that
gonna
was-
fall in
that's
love.
Even the beginning is
Because-
Aladdin, right? Rags to
What?
riches kid, street
yeah,
kid.
yeah, it is Aladdin. So again,
Kinda.
that's tropey. So again, it's kind of tropey. It's like, is it the brother or isn't it? Like the uncle conversation. Like as soon as they had the conversation with the uncle, I was like, maybe it's that guy. Like he saw the poison on the hands, and I immediately went where his brain went. And also, what kind of poison? What kind of super chlorine? What?
That is like, delayed reaction.
Yeah.
It burns your hands to put it on, but then you put it on the king. He can have a full conversation, walk around for a minute, and then
like Dastan.
Boiling.
He spent too long folding it, and then he was like, oh, God.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then like Dastan like turns into Batman at the end. He's like, brother, you saw that he touched the cloak and blah blah blah. And I'm like, God, I'm gonna ram my head into the wall. It's the worst. Tuss reminded me of Simon Pegg.
Who's that?
Simon.
Oh,
Tuss is
yeah.
one of the two brothers. He reminded me of Simon, but Google him.
Simon Pegg.
Yeah, he just reminded me of Simon Pegg a little bit.
I couldn't place it the whole time. I was like, who does he remind me of? And I thought maybe I just recognized him in something else. But yeah, I think
Shaun of the Dead.
That's it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What was that alien movie he did? I don't know.
No idea.
That brother was in a great Apple TV Plus show called The Servant.
Okay.
Should watch. 10 out of 10 recommend.
Who did the other brother remind us of? We said somebody last night.
He reminded me of Aomer from.
Aomer from
I can't think of his
yeah.
name.
That might have been
Carl
it. Wait, Carl
Urban?
Urban. That's what it was. That's who he reminded
He
me
had
of.
an
Yeah.
urbanness to his face. That's what we do when we're watching movies: is bitch and moan, and also go, "Who's this guy look
So
like?"
then you really were like, oh, budget Lord of the Rings.
and then,
He kept bringing up Lord of the Rings last night.
and then Danielle made fun of me because I was like, "This guy looks familiar," and you were like, "It's Alfred Molina," and I was like, it's Alfred Molina. I did that with another.
Then
movie
you tried to
recently.
convince me that they were doing a
This time he was Doc
voiceover.
Ostrich.
Yeah, so there was a scene with.
I was going to say, we can't gloss over that joke. That was good.
Doc Ostrich.
Thank you.
There was a scene. I don't remember what it was, but it was one of the Alfred Molina. It was during the ostrich race. So it's him explaining to Dastan like whatever, and it just seemed like their voices were overdubbed, and like it might not have even been Alfred Molina, and they weren't 100% matching the lips, and that irritated me too.
Huh.
I did like the ending. I liked Ben Kingsley and Alfred Molina. Like I said, they seem to be the only two like kind of nailing their role. And Jake Gyllenhaal has talked about like, yeah, this film kind of taught me to pick your roles. Like sometimes you just say no to stuff. Like he's not proud of being in this heap of shit. He also
Like George Clooney and Batman.
like George Clooney and Batman. They both had very similar reactions. And Gyllenhaal said that he over prepared for the character. I think he thinks that he gained too much muscle mass.
Okay, that's not the problem. That wasn't
the problem.
That wasn't the problem with the movie.
the other-
I
So
was
what's
too
the thought
buff.
process then for the Roadhouse movie? Was that a selective choice?
Well, for Roadhouse,
Is that
he's
a
a
discerning-
UFC. Yeah, he's a UFC fighter. Though. Oh, you're saying not the muscle mass.
yeah, he
but
said
the
he was going to pick
role.
his roles more carefully. Yeah, I'm like, where was the discernment in that?
I don't know,
choice?
man. I keep looking at Gyllenhaal's like filmography, and I'm like, all right, so Donnie Darko and that Spider-Man movie, and then just a bunch of bullshit.
Brokeback Mountain.
Brokeback Mountain, yes. So it's those three movies,
That's
and
it.
then just shitty films.
Nightcrawler's really
It's got to
good.
be more than that, right?
I don't know. I haven't seen a lot because I can't be bothered. And 100% of Gyllenhaal movies I've seen suck ass because it's Roadhouse and this.
All right, Brokeback Mountain next week.
Now, Carl, would you rather watch Prince of Persia again or Roadhouse again?
Which Roadhouse?
The new Roadhouse.
Gyllenhaal's?
Both Gyllenhaal movies.
Jesus.
Prince of
Maybe
Persia
that
or
one
this?
because I haven't seen it in a while, and maybe it's better than I thought, or maybe it's worse than I thought. And at least it'd be fun to watch again. I would not want to do this one again.
I think
There's no redeeming value. There's no rewatchability.
from my position, having watched Prince of Persia while inebriated, I feel like watching Roadhouse while inebriated would be more fun.
Right.
Well, you can do that with Roadhouse too.
Yeah, Electric Boogaloo. I can't wait. I'm on the edge of my seat. God.
That could be a mega franchise. Roadhouse.
Roadhouse 4. If they I wonder how many they'll make. I'm shocked they're making another
God,
one.
get the theme park ride going. It's just like
What the theme park ride even be? It's just boats crashing and men getting eaten by alligators.
just a automatron of him just like crossing his arms, like be nice until you have to not be nice.
Yeah,
It's like,
you
get out of
you
here.
park your truck on a train track and then go nah, and it backs up.
Oh God,
I was on
Conor
my brakes.
McGregor
Stay on it.
voiceovers.
Well, he's like in hot water for doing all kinds of sexual assault.
No.
Shocker.
Yeah.
It's
I feel
almost
like that's
like
been his story for like the last 5 years.
it's almost like when what you do for a living is get hit in the head, you turn into a piece of shit. Aaron Hernandez,
Maybe on to
Brett Favre, Aaron Rodgers.
What did he do?
Brett Favre
Yeah.
stole a
I
lot
don't
of
keep up
money
with
from a
sports.
charity and used it to like build a volleyball stadium or something, and then also sent
Volleyball stadium.
he also like 15 years ago sent an unsolicited dick pic to like a reporter.
Oh.
It was like,
Why would you send it to a
a
reporter?
reporter,
I don't know,
yeah.
and he is like a 45-year-old man, and he's like, she wants to see my penis probably. Which is insane. That's
I
an
hope
insane.
this doesn't leak.
Yeah.
Like, I hope this story doesn't break.
Like
what are you
that's
doing?
that's a deeply embarrassing thing to do when you're like 17.
Yeah.
I can't imagine being like in my 40s and being like, I know what she
I know what
wants.
she wants.
I know
No.
what this woman who has shown zero interest in me. Maybe that would change if she saw my wedding vegetables.
I think it might.
Like, no, dude, no,
I think it might.
Wedding vegetables.
no. The term sexual organs always cracks me up. 'cause-
Sexual
'cause
organs.
I think
I
of,
don't like that.
I think of like an accordion for some reason, which is not even an organ. But I'm like, I don't know.
Speaking of sexual organs,
What?
the way they
Good
kissed
segue.
in this movie was weird.
She
It was like
over his mouth.
he like went up in like the way they lined up. It was weird. I was like, that's not how people kiss. It's just
Maybe that's how they
weird.
do it in Persia.
They kiss
Maybe.
like
It's a Persian
their
kiss.
lips
Different
were like
cultures.
when Pac-Man eats a ghost. Like it was
Yeah.
just like, it was crazy.
just encompassed it.
Yeah.
Engulfed it. Oh, man.
God, they
It was-
needed
yeah.
an intimacy
Oh, Jake.
coordinator for that 5 minutes. I don't know. This movie
Or
sucks.
some passion.
Well, okay. I've shit on it for like 45 minutes. What did you like about it?
Well, that's the problem. Is like I had the same thoughts as you did. I was just way more forgiving. Like, yeah, there were, like we said, the accents dumb,
Yeah.
the whitewashing the cast dumb, but like him throwing the sword or like the convenient jumps or the whenever the freaking ground gave out from underneath him when they were like under the city. And she was like, walk exactly where I'm walking.
Yeah.
And then the rock falls and
How do you remember
he just conveniently escapes
Just like a
all of that.
40-pound boulder, like, so easy. Which doesn't
again,
knock him
like-
off balance at all.
You know, like,
I don't know. Part of my brain was also going video game movie.
video game
Yeah.
platforming, yeah.
Yeah.
But I don't know, man. I really hated just the over. I think the movie made me feel like they thought I was stupid.
And I think from like high level looking at the idea of the plot, I like that.
This is the part where David goes, Cameron just does not have fun, which is not true. Because I know how to enjoy a stupid movie. What I don't like being is insulted.
You really don't like it when something or someone insults your intelligence.
No, and
and it
this movie-
happened
And to
right
be
off
fair,
the bat.
This movie did that instantly.
I kind of like it when it does that.
Well-
when it's like, here's where you're supposed to be thinking.
Yes.
I'm like, yeah.
Yes, because if...
And you like Black Mirror and Severance. Like, that doesn't
Yeah,
make
but we
sense.
established why Nick likes Black Mirror because he's like that
Yeah,
could happen, huh? And then, but also like Nick's the kind of guy that in order to enjoy Casablanca needs a big Eat It Joe's arrow to point at
Oh
the
my
piano
God.
where the tickets
That
are
was
being
such a
used.
subtle scene.
Watch it again.
I've yet to watch it
I've
again. I
watched
need
it.
to.
I've watched it again.
I need to.
And they all but zoom in on the tickets. Like I am not kidding you. They like almost full frame his hand going in. And a voiceover goes, he's putting the tickets in the piano. Like it's very obvious what's happening.
Take notice.
Look,
All they don't do is like make the TV like knocking on TV glass and go, "Hey Nick, pay attention." Like that's the only thing that scene is missing as far as clarity goes. It's so clear. Casablanca's
God.
great. That might be my favorite old movie.
We should rewatch that.
Yeah, we should rewatch that. No, what we should rewatch is the first Roadhouse because that movie is insane.
Y'all have fun.
Oh, man.
I think I watched that movie 3 times
Oh my god.
before we recorded because I was so nervous because it was our first
Aw,
movie.
yeah.
I was like, I got to remember this movie.
That episode, wow.
Don't watch it.
No,
Don't watch it.
I mean these are bad enough. we can't even figure the audio
It
out.
does have audio, so there's that.
Dude, it sucks. So her and I are next to my old broken microphone on the same table. Oh my god. What did you think about the movie? You're a lady, so
I don't know why I want to defend it because I know that it's bad, but I just want to defend it. Like I feel bad for it. It's like a little sad puppy. Like,
Oh.
it's just little Prince of Persia. He tried. He's trying to be cool.
It's like that little depressed ostrich.
like,
I'm just not
So,
sure if
like,
they tried though.
But and I'm not offended by it because it's what I expect. I know going in that it's a video game movie. I had seen the Tomb Raider 2001 movie, so like I know it's gonna be ridiculous. So I'm just like not that mad about it being bad. It's what I expect.
just for me,
I just didn't
it's-
think it had much of a flavor.
Yeah, yeah.
It just kind of was bland. I didn't get super invested. I thought it was a fine movie. I didn't think it like insulted my intelligence or anything. But I'm not as smart as Cameron, so
I just
didn't- I didn't-
trying
That
to
is
say.
I just didn't get invested, and I was just like, well, that was 2 hours. It was just a very just movie. And I was wondering, like, did the people that actually played this game get just pissed that it wasn't close, or did like nobody here's played the game? So I don't know, but
I'm not sure. Yeah,
I imagine that they'd be not thrilled that it's not a faithful retelling of the story.
I mean, I read the game plot on Wikipedia, and it's completely different. Like there's similarities, obviously, but it's just like
At that point, why not just make a new thing?
I think the
Right.
director
Yeah.
described the script as like action-packed and intimately romantic.
It's not. No.
No, it isn't.
Intimately.
It's
not
not
romantic.
that good of a love story at all. There's a better love story in Smokey and the Bandit.
I hated the moment where.
It's a movie where two people in a car for an hour and a half.
Yeah. Where she's like tied up on the donkey or whatever, and they're like bantering back and forth, and he's like, "Don't flatter yourself, princess," and she's like, "There must be a reason you can't take your eyes off me." Boo.
Oh, yeah, it just,
Boo.
I feel like I don't really know who to blame. Was it the actors? Was it the direction? Was it the right? I feel like it's the writing. I think the script just sucks.
I feel like all the actors kind of committed, but yeah.
Because the
What they committed to
dialogue
just
is
wasn't.
horrendous. Like it's not good. That explanation of the time scene or whatever.
Do you think
sucks.
she's that hot?
No, I think she's like. Oh, that's rude. Never mind.
Ooh.
I think
Say
she's.
it.
I think she's better than the female lead in Knight's Tale.
I agree. She's
I
not
don't-
that.
I don't like the.
I don't remember.
They say so many
She's
times how
just-
beautiful she is, but I'm just like,
She spends the first half of the movie with a napkin on her head. That's not a joke.
yeah.
I don't remember her not being attractive.
I had another thought. I just don't like her face.
I can't.
Yeah, I can't. A crushing criticism
I
from one
don't
so handsome.
like her face.
But I mean, like,
The actress who plays Tamina sounds like she needs a drink of water at all times.
they're all trying to
She's
do
in
some
the desert.
weird.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's sandy out there.
What
Yeah.
accent were they even gunning for? Like Gyllenhaal opened
Yeah,
his
it's
mouth
just
for the
British.
first time, and I'm like, "What is going on?" It's like it's like Cameron Diaz in Gangs of New York.
Oh my god,
Oh, that is the worst part of that movie.
Nothing's that bad. That's
that's bad.
although that movie kind of I had similar distaste to this movie. It's all like pacing, writing, and plot. Like it just didn't. I don't know. Gangs of New York.
Gangs of New York had a bit more compelling moments.
Gangs of New York to me
was better.
That movie strikes me more as a movie that didn't land for me, which didn't Scorsese do that?
Yeah.
Yeah, of course.
Mm,
And
shocker.
those movies just don't land. Like the difference between like that is that's me going, I didn't like it in a sea of people who like whatever. Scorsese, one of the greatest directors of our time, and I've liked one movie of the 6 that I've seen of his. This movie, everybody hates, and I hate it. So I don't feel like me being like, this movie insulted my intelligence is a huge, like, my favorite movie is Smokey and the Bandit. Clearly,
You're
I
in
like
good company, I
stupid
think.
ass movies. Like, I can like
Yep.
dumb shit. I can.
Yeah.
I like bench warmers.
Yeah.
But this movie, no, I didn't have fun for a second. At the end, and like the thing is too, we have a scene at the end with the knife button thing at the very end with his brother, and they just let it play out, and his brother presses it and goes back in time and goes, "Whoa." And then they don't go, see, what you did there was press a button and you went back in time. Don't you remember pressing the button and then going back in time? Because that's what they do the first time. And it's, I don't know. The movie sucks. I hated it. 0 stars. Not really. It's not the worst movie we've seen, but I mean, as
You
far
said
as
bottom 5 last night.
yeah, as far as movies this year, like it's this and Field of Dreams duking it out for who's the worst.
Oh
movie.
yeah. What off the top of your head, which is worse?
Field of Dreams is worse because that movie is held in high renown and it sucks.
All right.
This movie sucks. I knew it was gonna suck. I expected it to be more fun as it sucked, and it just I don't know. Maybe wear a dunce
didn't-
cap in the corner, and I didn't like it. I didn't like it. Anybody else have anything else to say? I don't want to talk about this anymore.
I didn't like the snake in the sleeve. Bothered me. Where did it go? Where is
Where
he?
did it go?
Is he just like curled up on his back? Does he disappear? Is he a magic snake?
Does
Where
it go
is he?
into
He's
his
definitely
body?
magic.
That was the point where I'm like, we don't need more characters. We have enough now. We have enough
There's a
characters.
lot going on.
And yet,
There's a
nothing.
lot going on.
There's a lot
Yeah.
going on, and none of it matters.
That's not true.
It's a magazine movie.
It matters.
This is the movie version.
Each character
of,
had a point. There's a point to the
no, but they
assassin or whatever.
they
The lady didn't have a point.
They didn't have a point though.
Nick.
Well, by the end, maybe not,
What?
because they undid the whole movie.
What? No, but nobody had a point.
What do you mean they didn't have a point?
Like the black
The uncle-
the knife throwing guy. What was his point? To throw that knife weird at the end of the stupid.
He saved the
Pointless.
He saved the day.
What point really did Alfred Molina's character serve? Because on Wikipedia he's described as
Comedic
like
relief.
no, he's described as Gyllenhaal's mentor.
What?
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 Exactly.
Yeah, I don't know about that.
That's how he's described in the character part of the Wikipedia.
They get
His
into the
Somebody needs to
No
update that
way.
wiki because it's all
I
kinds of off.
wrote it down. Where is it in the cast?
That's crazy.
It's not in the thing, but it was in Wikipedia. It's like his mentor. What the what? That guy, you could cut that guy out of the movie. Same movie. That guy serves zero purpose. We don't need the ostriches. We don't need any of that. You can cut literally.
They help him get to the place where she has to
You
put the
can
knife.
just cut right from running away from the first battle to putting the knife in the sand at the end of the movie.
They just magically appear.
They could walk. You go, and then they walked. Like, you know, in Indiana Jones where they do the dotted map? They do the
Yeah.
plane and like the red dots. And then they got there, and the movie's 90 minutes.
Yeah.
Like,
watch that.
this movie could be an hour 15, I think, and still suck.
Whoa.
But you could cut a lot of fat from this. I hated this movie. It sucks. I didn't have fun. I wanted to have fun. I really did.
I wanted you to have fun.
I really did. But don't make me feel stupid. Don't make me
Yeah.
feel stupid. Don't over-explain in your movie. You need to write a script that does a good job of conveying what you want without beating people over the head with it. If you have to make a scene where you have to explain time travel after showing it to me for 5 minutes, you wrote a shitty movie and you shouldn't be writing movies. Stop it. It's bad. It's bad. Didn't like it. 0 stars. Anything else? Hit
Do
better
we have
miss
hot
time.
points?
No. Yeah.
Oh,
no
hot points. Do we have hot points?
We can say some things.
We can say
Ooh.
something.
I wrote it down to do hot points, but I think I'm just so offended by his wig that I just can't look past it. Also, the floppy boots, the
Yeah.
fit isn't good. The
No.
fit isn't hitting in 2025. I'm sorry.
But was any of our fits in 2010 hitting?
No.
No.
The answer is no. I just, again, he's trying to do a hot thing, but it just didn't quite feel genuine to me. I don't feel like he really loved to me, and I just didn't
Yeah, I was
really,
gonna ask.
I didn't get it.
What do you get from the relationship? Did it matter to you
I feel like it mattered to me when I was like 15 when I first watched this,
when you were young and dumber?
when I was young and dumber.
Yeah.
But I just didn't quite feel like they really liked each other.
We kind of buried the lead.
I didn't feel the love.
So hot point score.
3.
All right, that sucks. I'm gonna fade this out. You buried the lead that you had seen this before.
Yes. Well, it didn't come up. That's what
Called
buried
burying
the
the lead. It's kind of the definition. Should I hit you over the head with the definition for 3 minutes?
Yes.
Just so that the listeners can be insulted by how bad I.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Did you like it the first time?
I feel like I did. I don't remember so I remember when I watched this. It was at my house. It was with my parents, and our youth group pastor,
Which one?
who was fired.
Don't say. Oh yeah. Okay, that one.
That one.
Yeah.
So I feel like there was a lot happening at my house when I watched it, and I remember liking it fine. But again, I was like 14 or 15.
Yeah, needing to escape from a dark reality.
Yeah.
With Prince of Persia.
Yeah.
You were like, if only I had this dagger.
If only I had a
Things
love.
I change.
If only I had a love like that to save me.
If you had that dagger, would you use it? I wouldn't use it.
I don't feel like I have a reason to.
You can only,
there's
You can only go back a minute, or you can go back forever, but once.
yeah, you can only go back a minute.
It's like one of those weird questions, like, would you rather?
But how much
Oh, you
sand?
go back 1 minute.
Yeah.
How much sand do I have? Do I have an unlimited supply of sand, or is it like a save it for a rainy day?
I think you have,
Yeah.
let's call it 3 charges.
I probably would have.
How long do
used
the
it.
charges last, though?
Well, as long as sand lasts, so forever. But once you use it, you have 3. It's like her necklace thing. It's like that.
But like,
You
how
know
far
what?
back can you
No.
go with one like set of sand?
I mean,
Like
1
1
minute,
minute?
Like
each
a
time.
minute.
That's what they
The
said.
handle
that's not
only
very
holds
much
like a
time.
minute.
Yeah.
Actually that doesn't make any sense. Why
Make a
does
bigger
the
handle.
handle only holds a minute of sand? Like, why are we just arbitrary? Like, it's a minute, it's a timer.
Because whatever. It's,
well, that's because there's sand in the handle. When it was in the stone, it was like unlimited sand.
yeah, but then you kill. I thought you were supposed to die when you plunged it in there, and then he lived.
Well, it did, and it unleashed the Armageddon or whatever. But he pressed the button before.
Stupid.
He closed the loop, so then the loop was like, it took him back.
We're just supposed to think that nobody tried that. Nobody tried to do the
Well,
one.
you wouldn't know. Maybe.
Nobody tried to do the one thing
No, 'cause
the
it was-
knife can do.
The Guardians had it,
But
and
they-
it was their calling to protect it and not
Oh
do
my,
it.
barf, barf,
But didn't they get
barf.
corrupted by the?
But also,
Well, yeah, now. Well, I don't know.
it could have happened.
Yeah, I don't
They
know.
could have just gone back in time.
Man, dude.
Anyways, I absolutely would have used this sword at least 7 or 8 times to unwind
get 3.
getting into a car wreck.
Dude.
Ooh.
Oh, dude.
That'd be great.
It's
I'd have
just
such cheap insurance.
it's just like fantasy can be cool, but it isn't in this movie. It just
What
really isn't.
moments would I have used it on? I don't know.
I mean, I wouldn't like.
I wouldn't have signed that brownie.
Oh yeah.
That's for sure.
Oh my god.
Things would have been different, bro, Carl.
All right, let's move on to Hitman or Miss and then get out of here. For me, it's obviously a miss. This movie blows. Hated it. Would never watch it again. If I didn't even like it when drunk, imagine sober me watching that. Oh my
I-
god, I might have killed it.
It was already bad enough.
I actually wrote down in my notes that an hour and 19 minutes in, I said I would have shut this off 30 minutes ago. If I had clicked on that not for the show, there's only a handful of movies. What is the dog eating off the floor? There's only a handful of movies that I can say I wouldn't have finished. Like I tend to when I start something, I want to finish it. I would have shut the shit off so quick. All right, we're playing a game called What's in the Dog's Mouth. It's gone.
Air.
She swallowed it.
I think it's fine.
All right, Nick, hit or miss.
I
If you say hit, I'm gonna kill you with a dagger. I'm just kidding.
well then I'm gonna hit the button and go back a minute and stay alive
Oh,
because I'm gonna give
Button
this
on
a
a
hit
dagger.
because I had
Wow.
a blast.
wow.
You had a
I
blast.
had a blast.
You had a blast.
I
Do you also have a
for
blast?
some reason
like-
I was very forgiving about the maybe weak writing or plot points.
Gosh.
But like the general story, like I never thought ahead. I never like fully knew where it was gonna go. I was like, oh, there was twists.
I
there
can't-
were I don't know.
I can't relate to that at all.
This man
a
loves a twist.
blast.
It was a fun watch. I know that you were criticizing people calling it just a fun watch, but it was a fun watch.
But I didn't have fun at all. Daniel, did you have fun at all?
Well, not last night because you were mad the whole time.
Because it sucks, Carl. You didn't sit in a room with me. Did you have fun at all?
No, I liked your distinction of like, if I wasn't watching this for the pod, I would have paused it and watched something
Shut
else.
it
'Cause
off, yeah.
That's the boat I was into because I thought it's fine, but yeah, it's not like I would just enjoy this on its own merit. Like I was only a pod watch.
I hate
so yeah,
it.
I'll probably give it a miss.
So miss.
But I do feel bad.
hit me.
Like, don't.
Yeah, I mean, I wanted to. It's not like I went into it with a vendetta. I've gone into movies
Yeah.
with a vendetta before. I went into this going dumb fun. I can't wait. A dumb fun movie. Maybe it'll be like Transformers. So I did have fun for a minute. There's not a minute where I wasn't moaning about it. Ugh. So hit from you, miss from you, miss from me. What about you?
I'll give it mid.
Mid. Wow.
Mid
all over
minus.
the
Mid
place.
minus.
All three. Mid minus. What keeps it from being a miss?
I don't know.
What pushes it over that line?
I feel bad for it.
Well, it's got a little charm to it.
It's got a little
Pity.
charm.
What charm?
I just feel like if I said miss, that I'm just like borrowing your opinion. So I'm gonna give it mid.
Just to be different?
Yeah, maybe.
This is a weird anti-conformist. Everybody else hated it, and I feel bad for this movie's non-existent feelings.
Well, I liked it like when I watched it before, and I was kind of looking forward to watching a dumb, silly movie again.
I was too.
I don't know. I don't hate it.
All right.
So
That's
it's
fine.
mid for me, but like a low mid.
Well, once again, Carl and I agree.
Here we are.
If I had that dagger, I would have pushed it and gone back to before I'd watched this movie, because I hated it, dude. I hated it. Gross.
B.
I want to play the video game though. Anyway, we digress. Let's pick a movie and never talk about or watch this movie.
Isn't it
again.
my turn,
I
right?
think it is your turn.
A. I said B into the microphone. Sorry.
I picked it. Well, Phoebe's
My
here,
dog's
so-
being so cute, guys.
She's being cute and licking the mic stand.
I don't. This is so scary.
Wait, not that one.
Oh,
Oh, she kept it.
I had like 4 in my hand. So
Phoebe's sniffing it. Oh no.
breakfast at Tiffany's.
All right.
Okay.
I've seen that. Have you seen
I
that?
have not.
Danielle and I watched that last year at our local Marion Theater. And Audrey Hepburn, yeah?
Audrey Hepburn.
And-
It is so we're going back to a classic. This is a classic movie from the 50s or 60s.
50s or 60s, yeah.
61.
Is it black and white
61.
color?
No, it's color.
Okay.
Please be warned, especially listeners, if you've never seen Breakfast at Tiffany's. Trigger warning: there's some racial. There's
some yellow face.
There's some yellow face, some very aggressive yellow face at the beginning of
like
the
the
movie.
most famous form of it, I think.
Ever.
Everybody refers to this one.
It is. I was.
Set the bar high.
I was flabbergasted in the theater. I was like, "There's no way this is happening right now." It's not long, but it's right at the beginning, and it is insane. It's insane. It's insane.
Oh, man.
So I think this is on there because Carl's been mentioning this one, I think, right?
Yeah, because it's iconic, and I've been wanting to
It
like
is.
see what it's about.
It is
I
iconic.
enjoyed it when I watched it the first time.
You're going to want subtitles.
You're gonna want subtitles.
I'm excited to watch it with subtitles because I've seen it twice without. Because, well, once was with my grandma like years ago.
once
And
was in
then
the theater.
we went to the theater.
And it's hard to hear.
It's just, for whatever reason, it's a little bit hard to understand.
Yeah.
So I'm excited to watch it again and catch some more.
Yeah, it's a good movie. I enjoyed it, so I'm
It's
excited.
an
I'm
it's
kind
an
of excited to
icon.
watch that again. Yeah, iconic. We haven't done a Hepburn yet
Nope.
for this.
What
This
was the
is
one in the one with the boat? Was that a
Catherine
Hepburn?
Hepburn.
Okay,
Catherine.
that's her mom.
Are they related? I don't think they're related.
I don't
No?
think they're related.
I don't think they're related.
I feel like, yeah, we talked
I feel like
about
Audrey
this.
Hepburn might have been a taken name, not her real name, but I'm not 100% on that. Catherine
I'm not
Hepburn
sure either.
starred in the movie that High Society
African Queen.
was a remake of.
Oh,
And it's actually good. That's the one we should have watched. I apologize for High Society. I promise Breakfast at Tiffany's is better than that. That movie was rough. And also my fault. Well, I'm glad we could hear Carl this time, hopefully.
Hopefully.
If we can't hear
Imagine.
Carl, you won't hear this time. So, whatever. It was things were going too well. So
It was time for a mistake. You know, you get.
a little
Apologies.
too cozy.
apologies for the
Had to
2-week
be
break.
humbled.
Humbled.
I apologize for making Carl watch Prince of Persia: The Sands of Time. But I am excited to watch Breakfast for Tiffany's. We'll be back next week, we promise, unless something happens or
Unless
something
something
breaks. And we'll catch you in the next one.